Hello.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our first City Council meeting of the new year. Tonight's meeting is being held in City Council chambers and being streamed live on City 12 TV, as well as the City Council's YouTube and Facebook pages. We also continue to post meeting information and materials on the city's website. The meeting will now come to order, and I ask Clerk Washington to call the roll.
Councilmember Gruber. Councilmember Lightfoot.
Present, ma'am.
Councilmember Lupien.
Here.
Councilmember Martin.
Here.
Councilmember Monroe.
Here.
Councilmember Patterson.
Here.
Councilmember Smith.
Here.
Vice President Harris.
Here.
President Melendez.
Here.
Thank you.
As we embark on a very different journey in 2025, I ask for a moment of reflection on the state of our country and what is happening in our city. At this time, I would like to acknowledge the cloud of darkness members of our community may be feeling or experiencing. It indeed feels like we are in dark times. Tonight, in these uncertain times, I would ask that we all take a moment to look to the immortal words of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. Hate cannot drive out hate. Only love can do that. I hope these words will inspire and guide us through dark, difficult, and turbulent times, and that we will ponder how we, as a city, can move and support all those in our community in light and love. We are a resilient city, and we always stand up to lead. So please join me this month in a moment of reflection of the work we all have ahead of ourselves. Thank you. Vice President Harris, will you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? So I'd like to invite my colleagues to join me at the podium for recognitions. So last month we had to postpone some of our recognitions, so we invited all of them back this month, and we have a full house, so welcome everyone. We also have a little gift for you, and if you did not receive your pin already, please see Jade. Jade, if you're in the room, then please stand and wave. So see Jade from our staff before you leave tonight. At this time, can all of the representatives from Mary Carriola Center, Center for Disability Rights, Strong Center for Developmental Disabilities, Best Buddies Western New York, the Arc of Monroe, Starbridge, Autism Up, Gigi's Playhouse, Heritage Christian Services, 540 West Main, and Catalyst Consulting Associates, make your way to the front. And we invite you to line up right here in front of the dais here. Thank you. "30 years ago, the United Nations declared December 3rd the International Day of Persons with Disabilities. This day celebrates the individuals worldwide with the lived experience of disability and acknowledges the work that is being done to remove barriers to their full participation in all areas of society. The work is important to promote understanding of disability issues, and tonight we show our support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of individuals with disabilities here in Rochester. On behalf of the citizens of Rochester, we are honored to take this opportunity to highlight, celebrate, and amplify your leadership. Your organizations champion inclusion as a necessary mindset, urging policymakers, such as ourselves, organizations, and residents within the city to recognize how ableism informs language and behavior as much as it affects the design and spaces and systems. Each organization here today continues to ensure that policies, services, and environments are much more inclusive and responsive to the diverse needs of our community. Due to your organization's achievements, advocacy, and ongoing commitment to inclusion, Rochester City Council would like to show our appreciation for your dedication to those in need in our city. Thank you for your work to make this city, the city of Rochester, a more equitable and accessible community for all. Thank you. And we're going to take a moment to take a quick picture with the group. Next, can we have the executive board of the Delta Nu Omega chapter of the Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated please make your way to the front. On behalf of the citizens of Rochester, we are honored to recognize Delta Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated to celebrate you all for your achievements and hard work as you invest in our community. Rochester City Council would like to give you the acknowledgement you deserve for being the first family of the Divine Nine and proudly serving Rochester. We also want to wish you a happy Founders Day as you celebrate 117 years of service celebrated 117 years of service on January 15th, 2025. We greatly appreciate your work and your service to our community. Congratulations on your many accomplishments. Now let's take a moment for pictures. Congratulations. So we have 2 months of recognitions to make up for, so we're going to keep going. Next, we have the Executive Board of the Eta Rho Lambda chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Please make your way to the front. In a very similar fashion, we are honored to recognize Eta Rho Lambda chapter of the Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, and we want to celebrate your achievements and thank you for your commitment to this community that you have invested in. Rochester City Council would like to further recognize you for being the first family to Divine Nine and proudly serving Rochester as a fraternity. Last month was Founders Day, which marked 119 years of community service and impactful engagement. Congratulations on your many achievements. We thank you for your service in our community, and we appreciate all that you do for not only Rochesterians, but people around this community, young people and role models that you are. We appreciate the work that you do. And we'll take a moment to celebrate them. At this time, can the staff from the Carter Street Art Center please come forward into the front? Representing tonight. Well, before we begin, we do want to acknowledge too your peers that could not be here tonight. We know that the rec center is open, and we appreciate you representing the team and providing services to our youth. Our center is where our kids and young people spend much of their time after school, and on the weekend are playing a critical role in terms of development, also allowing for sports activities, learning, and other engaging programs and activities. The city has launched a program at various art centers in partnership with the Center for Youth to address the social and emotional needs of young people and their families. All of you, and those who are not here tonight, all of you working, have been implementing that pilot at the Carter Street Art Center. And I know some of your colleagues could not join, but because they are working at the rec center right now, they are providing these critical services to our young people. All of your work as child and family therapists, social learning specialists, and center staff bring critical services and wraparound support to the children of the city of Rochester. We'd like to thank you for your contribution, your advocacy, and your work, and look forward to continued success of this pilot and expansion of this into a program at the Art Center and throughout all of our Recreation and Human Services departments. So thank you very much. So next we'd like to invite in any individuals that are from the 13th, that participated and organized the 13th annual Witness Palestine Film Festival up to the front. On behalf of Rochester City Council, we are honored to recognize the 13th annual Witness Palestine Film Festival. The film festival was hosted at our great community venues, which include the Little Theater, Dryden Theater, and Rock Cinema. Through this powerful festival, you provided a platform for sharing narratives that reveal the resilience, strength, and humanity of Palestinians. This festival goes beyond the films on the screen by fostering a deeper understanding of the Palestinian experience by challenging perspectives on justice, rights, and cultural identity. In the home of George Eastman and Kodak Film, we especially thank you for your contributions to motion picture arts while also promoting cultural education. And we also thank you for your volunteerism and contributions to this community, ensuring that people are educated on what is happening locally and nationally as well as internationally. Thank you for your service to this community. Last but not least, can Bruce Stewart or any other individual representing Island Buzz please come to the front? When Bruce Stewart bought the restaurant building, it was moments from going on the demo list. Bruce has made it a beautiful and safe haven for not just his family, but incoming immigrants. He opened the restaurant for his late mother because cooking was her life. Bruce is described as a quiet, humble man who just keeps doing the right thing in the world. And we are fortunate to have him as a neighbor here in the city of Rochester. A highlight of his generosity of spirit happened recently when the Island Buzz gave out free Christmas dinner meals. Bruce, we want to recognize you and the Island Buzz family for your impact on our city and your caring spirit during the holiday season and every day. Thank you for the work you do. So next we have the approval of the minutes by Councilmember Patterson.
Resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting on December 17th, 2024 be approved as published in the official sheets of the proceedings.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The following documents are hereby directed to be received and filed. The council submits a disclosure of interest form from Councilmember Gruber on introductory number 25.
Thank you. These documents will be received and filed. It is time for the presentation and reference of petitions and any other communications. Are there any petitions? Hearing none, we'll now move on to the introduction of an action upon local laws, ordinances, and resolutions. Per City Council rules, the council may vote upon a resolution without reference to or discharge from a standing committee if it is accompanied by a statement of necessity of immediate passage signed by the council president. I will now take a motion and a second to consider introductory number 32, authorizing an agreement to implement a Neighbors in Action grant program.
Move it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, let's vote on adopting introductory number 32. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So now we'll move on to the reports of standing committees and action thereon. So Chairperson Patterson, the Neighborhood Jobs and Housing Committee report, please.
To the council, the Neighborhood Jobs and Housing Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 1, authorizing the sale of real estate. Introductory number 2, authorizing a shared services and grant agreement and amending the 2024-2025 budget for the Rochester Housing Stability Fund Corporation. Introductory number 3, authorizing a license agreement with South Wedge Planning Committee for the use of city property as a community garden. Introductory number 30, appropriating funds, amending the 2024 budget, and authorizing an agreement for the Community Cannabis Support Initiative. The Neighborhood Jobs and Housing Committee recommends the following entitled legislation to be held in committee. Introductory number 4, local law amending the city charter with respect to the organization of the zoning, permitting, and compliance functions within the Department of Neighborhood and Business Development. This report is respectfully submitted by Council members Mitch Gruber, Kimberly Smith, Vice President Lachey D. Harris, President Miguel A. Melendez Jr., and myself, Michael A. Patterson.
Thank you, Chairperson Patterson. That report will be received, filed, and published. We'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 1, authorizing the sale of real estate. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 2, authorizing a shared services and grant agreements and amending the 2024-25 budget for the Rochester Housing Stability Fund Corporation. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 3, authorizing a license agreement with South Wedge Planning Committee for the use of city property as a community garden. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 30, appropriating funds, amending the 2024-25 budget, and authorizing an agreement for the Community Cannabis Support Initiative. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries.
I do have a comment.
We are, as we vote on items, we're not allowed to, discussion should happen before we move to a vote. Is it a comment on a particular legislative item?
Point of order. Could we return to the order of the agenda?
So the order of the agenda would be to move to the report of standing committees. So
In the future, can we slow it down?
duly noted.
Ask for comments?
Duly noted.
Thank you.
So Vice President Harris, the People's Parks and Public Work Committee report, please.
Thank you, President Melendez. To the Council, the People, Parks, and Public Works Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introductory number 5, authorizing the grant agreement to fund climate action plan related strategies as amended. Introductory number 6, authorizing a grant agreement and funding for New York State Energy Research and Development Authority Clean Energy Communities Program. Introductory number 7, authorizing an appropriation and a mandatory professional service agreement related to the North Clinton Avenue Milling and Resurfacing Project, Marietta Street to East Ridge Road. Introductory number 8, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $1,887,000 bonds of said city to finance the cost of City Hall stair, airway, and street replacement and repair project. Introductory number 9, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $401,000 bonds of said city to finance certain costs of the City Hall sidewalk replacement project. Introductory number 10, authorizing an agreement for City Hall stairway, airway, and street replacement and repair and the sidewalk replacement projects. Introductory number 11, authorizing a grant agreement with the New York State Council on Arts and amending the 2024-25 budget. Introductory number 12, authorizing a grant agreement to support a crisis intervention services. Introductory number 13, authorizing agreements for the 2024 Bureau of Justice Assistance FY24 Justice Assistance Grant Program. Introductory number 14, authorizing agreement for the database and case management service for Rochester Animal Services. And introductory number 15, authorizing funds amending the 2024-25 budget and authorizing agreement for the senior support services. This report was respectfully submitted by Councilmember Willie J. Lightfoot, Councilmember Mary Lupian, Councilmember Michael A. Patterson, and Councilmember President Miguel A. Melendez Jr. and myself, Lachey D. Harris.
Thank you, Vice President Harris. The report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 5, authorizing a grant agreement to fund climate action plan related strategies as amended. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 6, authorizing a grant agreement and funding the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority Clean Energy Communities Program. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 7, authorizing appropriation and a mandatory professional services agreement related to the North Clinton Avenue milling and resurfacing project, Marietta Road to East Ridge Road. Councilmember Patterson.
Thank you. I just want to thank the administration for continuing to do wonderful work in the Northeast as we repair our road, as we continue to repair our roads and increase the quality of life for our constituents. Thank you.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 8, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $1,887,000 bonds of said city to finance the cost of the City Hall stair, areaway, and street replacement and repair project. This item requires a roll call.
Councilmember Gruber,
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Lupian,
No.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Monroe,
Yes.
Councilmember Patterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith, Vice President Harris,
Yes.
President Melendez.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion carries. Introductory number 9, a bond ordinance of the City of Rochester, New York, authorizing the issuance of $401,000 bonds of said city to finance certain costs of the City Hall sidewalk replacement project. This requires a roll call.
Councilmember Gruber,
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Lupian,
No.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Monroe,
Yes.
Councilmember Patterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith, Vice President Harris,
Yes.
President Melendez.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion carries. Introductory number 10, authorizing agreement for the City Hall stair, areaway, and street replacement and repair and the sidewalk replacement projects. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Nay.
Roll call.
Councilmember Gruber,
Yes.
Councilmember Lightfoot,
Yes, ma'am.
Councilmember Lupian,
No.
Councilmember Martin,
Yes.
Councilmember Monroe,
Yes.
Councilmember Patterson,
Yes.
Councilmember Smith, Vice President Harris,
Yes.
President Melendez.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion carries. Introductory number 11, authorizing a grant agreement with the New York State Council of the Arts and amending the 2024-25 budget. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 12, authorizing a grant agreement to support crisis intervention services.
I have a comment.
Councilmember Martin.
So I would just like to thank our Senator Brooke, who is also the chair of the Senate Mental Health Committee, for working to get these funds into our community, and also all the folks working within crisis intervention. I really appreciate how the funds are going to be used, and they will definitely be benefiting our community. So thank you.
All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 13, authorizing agreements for the 2024 Bureau of Justice Assistance Fiscal Year 24 Justice Assistance Grant Program. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 14, authorizing agreement for database and case management services for Rochester Animal Services. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 15, appropriating funds, amending the 2024-25 budget, and authorizing an agreement for senior support services. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Chairperson Gruber, the Budget, Finance, and Governance Committee report, please.
To the Council, the Budget, Finance, and Governance Committee recommends for adoption the following entitled legislation. Introduction number 16, authorizing an agreement for the 2025 Rochester International Jazz Festival as amended. Introduction number 17, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement to fund Lilac Festival promotional services. Introduction number 19, authorizing an agreement and appropriating funds related to the Financial Empowerment Center. Introductory number 20, approving wage and salary increases for employees of the Rochester Housing Authority. Introductory number 21, authorizing administrative tax cancellations and refunds of $1,000 or less for 2025. Introductory number 22, appropriating firefighters insurance funds. Introductory number 23, authorizing an agreement relating to city employee time clocks. Introductory number 24, authorizing an agreement relating to software licenses and support services for scheduling. The staffing of the fire, police, and emergency communications 911 departments. Introductory number 25, a resolution approving appointment and reappointment to the Rochester Public Library Board of Trustees. Introductory number 26, a resolution relating to appointments to the Board of Assessment Review. Introductory number 27, a resolution extending the rules of council through 2025. Introductory number 31, a resolution approving the appointment to the Board of the High Falls Business Improvement District Management Association, Incorporated. The Budget, Finance, and Governance Committee recommends the following title legislation to be held in committee. Introductory number 18, authorizing an amendatory agreement relating to the Racial and Structural Equity Race Commission's recommendations. This report was respectfully submitted by Councilmember Stanley Martin, Councilmember Bridget Monroe, Council Vice President Lachey Harris, Council President Miguel Melendez, and myself, Mitch Gruber.
Thank you, Chairperson Gruber. That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 16, authorize an agreement for the 2025 Rochester International Jazz Festival, as amended. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 17, authorizing an intermunicipal agreement to fund Lilac Festival promotional services. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 19, authorizing an agreement and appropriating funds related to the Financial Empowerment Center. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 20, approving wage and salary increases for employees of the Rochester Housing Authority. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 21, authorizing administrative tax cancellations and refunds of $1,000 or less for 2025. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 22, appropriating firefighters insurance funds. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 23, authorizing an agreement relating to city employee time clocks. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 24, authorizing an agreement relating to software licenses and support services for scheduling the staffing of the fire, police, and emergency communications / 911 departments. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 25, a resolution approving appointment and reappointment to the Rochester Public Library Board of Trustees. There is a disclosure on this item, as Councilmember Gruber is the council liaison to the Rochester Public Library. He is only required to disclose this information and is able to participate in the discussion and the vote. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 26, a resolution relating to the appointments to the Board of Assessment Review. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 27, a resolution extending the rules of City Council through 2025. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 31, a resolution approving an appointment to the Board of High Falls Business Improvement District Management Association, Incorporated. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Chairperson Lightfoot, the Public Safety Committee report, please.
To the Council, the Public Safety Committee recommends for adoption the following titled legislation. Introductory number 28, authorizing a grant agreement for the 2024 State Homeland Security Program. Introductory number 29, authorizing an agreement and amending the 2024-2025 budget for motor vehicle theft and insurance fraud prevention. Respectfully submitted by Council members Mitch Gruber, Council members Mary Lupian, Stanley Martin, Bridget Monroe, Michael Patterson, Kim Smith, Vice President Lisha Harris, and President Miguel Melendez Jr., and myself, Willie J. Lightfoot.
Thank you, Chairperson Patterson. Chairperson Lightfoot.
You're welcome.
That report will be received, filed, and published, and we'll proceed with the vote. Introductory number 28, authorizing a grant agreement for the 2024 State Homeland Security Program. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Introductory number 29, authorizing an agreement and amending the 2024-25 budget for motor vehicle theft and insurance fraud prevention. Councilmember Lupian.
Yeah, I have a question on this one. I know that this grant is being used for enforcement, but what are we doing? I'm curious what exists out there to address the needs of the youth that are committing these crimes? Sure. I know this grant is being used to fund police enforcement. What are we doing to address the needs of the youth? Are we doing anything at the city or the county that, or in the justice system that you know of?
Yep, so we can provide a more thorough response and right into that.
That'd be great, thank you.
Comment.
Councilmember Patterson.
So this comment is actually to our state delegation. The continuous and regular theft of vehicles in our community, which has driven up insurance rates across our community, must come to an end. There must be some consequence for the theft of vehicles. For too long in the state of New York, it seems as though it's been seen as a victimless crime, as though it is a ha-ha, as though it is nothing of significance or of concern. It is my hope that New York State will take the time to find a way to hold the folks who victimize others accountable for that victimization, to slow them down, to find some way to keep them in custody. Currently in New York State, you steal a car and you're let go. And there is no mechanism to keep you in custody, regardless of your age. You can steal a car. You can hit a police cruiser. You can damage property, darn near kill people. And you're let go. Time and time again. This is not an issue or a problem of law enforcement. This is an issue and a problem of law. And this is an issue and a problem that can only be solved by the New York State Assembly and the New York State Senate. For too long, our constituents have suffered at the hands of people who think that it's a joke when they steal and they destroy other people's property. This must come to an end. It is my hope that this cycle, our Assembly, Senate, and Governor will have the courage to protect victims. Thank you.
Councilmember Lupian had a quick
I do.
item. She forgot.
In speaking with someone who works at the Juvenile Detention Center, the most common situation that these young folks find themselves in, that they are stealing cars, is that their parents are working 3 jobs and aren't home to supervise them. I refuse to abandon our responsibility as a city to do something to solve this problem, and in saying that it's only at the state level, we abdicate our responsibility to look at the root causes of what is going on.
So we'll allow one final comment on the item, and then we'll move it to a vote. Councilmember Patterson.
It's more than just children who steal cars. And even if it is children who steal cars, again, the structure of the law sends a very clear message to all who choose to engage in this activity that there will be very little immediate consequence. The duty and the responsibility lies with the state of New York. Thank you.
So we will move to a vote on introductory number 29. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So before we adjourn, I wanted to ask the mayor and our corporation council some questions that I have a hunch will land us in executive session. There's been a great deal of change and upheaval over the past week or so, and many of our residents are not exactly sure how everything will impact them. We learned today that all federal grants were being held and that other funding was being cut or held as well. Thankfully, a U.S. District Court has already put a stay on that, but many, myself included, believe this is unconstitutional. The New York State Attorney General has announced that she is taking legal action in that regard. Additionally, ICE and federal immigration officials are executing arrests and deportations in Rochester and surrounding areas of our community, as well as other places across the state and country. So the questions are, do we have any recourse to enjoin the state and Tisch James or other cities in any legal action being undertaken? What, if anything, can be done to assist our residents and community? And what funding may be in jeopardy for the city of Rochester, and how many dollars are at stake?
Yeah, I would ask that we go into executive session to discuss these issues, but I will say publicly that this issue has consumed the city administration. I was keeping track today how many hours I've been on the phone in meetings related to this, and it's probably exceeds 4 hours or more just today. And later today, I'm getting back on the phone. We have meetings tomorrow related to this. And because you mentioned litigation, I want to go into executive session to discuss our options and update you on. Actually, I'll have Corporation Counsel update you. I'll attend briefly on our course of action and what we're and how we could possibly move as it relates to this.
So I'd like to make a motion then to move to executive session to discuss safety implications of federal immigration enforcement and potential litigation related to federal funding restrictions.
Move it.
So I've been moved and seconded. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Any opposed? We will return after executive session. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to return from executive session.
Move it.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. Aye. And with no further business, the council meeting is adjourned.
Well, I mean, we've done, yeah. Yeah. The color coordinating, like.